Don't you hate how things always look so obvious way after the fact that it happened? Oh, the Raptors? Obviously they're gonna beat the Golden State Warriors because Golden State's injured. So why don't we put $1 million on it? You know? These big companies. Apple. Obviously the iPhone's gonna be the next biggest thing that's gonna revolutionize the whole industry and start this whole smartphone wave. So why don't we put $1 billion in options in Apple and become $1 billion people ourselves? What is that next big thing that seems so obvious now that we just can't see it before our own very eyes? What is going on, guys? My name is Flystewie, and this is Flystewie, baby. Uneducated Investor podcast. Feel free to drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, because that's how we grow on this channel. If you guys just saw Elon Musk super crazy press conference he did about his company Neuralink, I suggest you guys see it because this is one of those things that looks so obvious now, but we don't know if his company is actually become a company because it is so crazy. And if you were to pick this company and buy some stocks, buy some IPO shares or whatever, the initial public offering shares when it drops, would this company be one of the big companies that goes to $1 trillion, or are we just lost in the sauce and lost in the hype? So I'm going to explain what Neuralink is for everyone who doesn't know. Essentially, Elon Musk wants people to control things with his mind, which basically is nothing new for Elon Musk. I mean, he made electric cars popping when, that's some successful company in the last 50 years. He created the first really big privatized NASA company and, of course, SpaceX. And now he wants you to control things with your mind with his company Neuralink. Essentially, it's creating this BMI technology, brain interface technology, that allows you to basically control your keyboard, your mouse, your girlfriend, your Tinder page, your IG, everything with your thoughts. He says that brains basically put out data like ones and zeros, such as computer, and this data can be understood by this information, this chip, kind of like what deaf people wear, that will just make a little small precision in your head top, and then after that you'll basically be gifted the ability of telepathy. You can control your phone with your mind, your keyboard with the mind, your mouse with the mind, your wife with the mind, your stove with the mind, everything you control with your mind. So my question is this one of those $1 billion ideas that if you are an investor, you can invest in today and really make a killing out of? Well, before we really answer this question, I want to propose to you that every single $1 trillion company out there, actually, there's a reason why they have become $1 billion company. And that main reason is that they have a singular purpose, a singular goal, a mission statement, if you will. And if you're an investor that really believes and jives with that mission statement and thinks this is how the company will get big in the future, then of course you will reap the rewards when your basic thoughts and the company's align and you invest in this company. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is that if you know a social trend before it happens, you can invest and become rich. For example, if you were someone who saw what was happening out there with the gay online dating and how gay online dating was blowing up, and we didn't have an app for, straight online dating. So of course I'm talking about Grindr. Grindr was super popular way before Tinder happened, right? If you were that person that went to basically find those early round investors and invested a bunch of money in Tinder, you would have been a billionaire before this app ever even came out. Now, the same can be said, of course, of Google. Google, if you were someone after the .com boom and you saw that Google was going to blow up, would you put your money in then, knowing that every internet company basically went belly up? So what I want to say is that the only way you put your money in is by really understanding what the mission purpose of these companies are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about 4 of the biggest companies and talk about what their mission purpose is and why they made such great businesses. Now, you might understand these companies as being the FANG stocks, but I want to break down what makes all of these companies so special. So the first company I really want to talk about, of course, is Google. So what makes Google so special is that they want to understand what you're thinking. That is their mission purpose. Their mission purpose is every time you think, they get paid. So all their business model basically works around is understanding human thought. So when they really started engineering and revolutionizing the search algorithm so well today that most of these places like Facebook, if you ever try to search something in Facebook, or if you ever try to search something in Twitch, search bars everywhere else basically are terrible. Yahoo's still years behind, Bing's still years behind. Google's search bar algorithm is so goddamn good that companies still 10 years, 20 years from now cannot even come anywhere close. Amazon's mission purpose, commerce. Every time you buy something, Jeff Bezos wants to be paid. So if you understand that mission purpose, then basically you'd have saw that Amazon was a great investment back in the day, right? You know, he comes out with Amazon Prime, does basically everything he can to increase his subscribers, whether that's bundle it with different things, such as, you know, the shipping on Amazon Prime, or bundle it with, you know, your Twitch subscription with Amazon Prime, or bundle Amazon Prime with his Amazon Video subscription, basically his Netflix competitor. Anytime you purchase or make any sort of purchase, he wants a piece of it. So now what's the biggest thing that people are spending money on that he doesn't have a piece on yet? Of course, we're talking about grocery shopping. You know, people spend most of their budgets on food and groceries. So what does that mean? Amazon's going to come out with a daily credit card that you can use when you grocery shop. And of course, they're going to do drop shipping for groceries soon. Did I say drop shipping? They're going to do 1-day deliveries, within the day deliveries for grocery shopping, so that you don't buy from a convenience store, you buy from Bezos. The next big company, of course, that we got to talk about, we've already talked about the Googles. We've already talked about the Amazons. Of course, we got to talk about the F for FANG, and that is Facebook, baby. That's my boy Zuckerberg. What makes Facebook so special is Facebook wants to own communication. That is their identity. That is their purpose. Every time you talk, every time you express an idea to another person, Facebook wants to be paid. That is why they basically bought WhatsApp Group, because WhatsApp was the #1 app that people were using to talk internationally. Instagram was how basically the youth was going about and sharing ideas and expressing and showing their vacation photos. They wanted to get a piece of that little sweet teenage pie. Can people say that? Can people say teenage pie? Anyways, anytime you communicate, Facebook wants to get paid. So if you align yourself with that mission statement, Facebook would have been an obvious investment. And that last company that I find the most kind of difficult to understand what they're trying to do, but now I kind of get it, is Apple. And what Apple's really wants to do, and their mission purpose, I think they really want to do, is they want to own identity. What makes individuals unique? What makes individuals want to express themselves? And I've seen them come out with products, you know, they always put the person first, the user first. I've seen them come out with products like the MacBook, like the iPhone, that really understand the user experience and what people want to do. But the real goal is to own identity, to own your authentication. You see, when you look on the home screen, anything around you there's probably $1 billion person behind. Okay, let's put it that way. When you look on the home screen of your smartphone apps, what you'll notice is that each one of those companies that's on your home screen, whether that's, Facebook, or whether that's, some sort of calculator app, all of those companies are probably worth billions of dollars now, right? And that is because people across the world have similar home screen apps. That's Spotify, that's, your app store, that's your Google search bar, that's your Snapchat, whatever's on your home screen is probably worth $1 billion to somebody right now. He became $1 billion person because you put Candy Crush on your home screen. Another area where people are making billions is what is in your wallets. That is why these companies are coming out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all these things, because they're trying to make your wallet extinct. They don't want you to hold a bunch of credit cards because those bank companies are making money. What Apple wants to do is have you put your credit cards within its Apple smartphone. And then of course, after that, you only use Apple Pay credit cards to pay for all your stuff, because that will, get you your most reward points. However, the next step of that is not only making your credit cards obsolete, but what they're trying to do, Apple is trying to do, is make your identification cards obsolete. So your health card, your driver's license, those type of things. They want to store that data and use that in your state that you're in. And the only way to do that is through one thing and one thing only, and that's having and focusing on authentication. Authentication is the name of Apple's game, and that's why they're making this huge push into privacy. A couple years back, Apple was ordered by the government to give over your private information, and Apple did a huge grandstand and said, "No to the man. This is the people's information. I ain't giving it away. This ain't Facebook, baby. We're Apple, and we can't give away this information because it belongs to the people." And they made this huge grandstand and told the government to go shove it where the sun doesn't shine. The reason that they're so interested in privacy is because they want you to be that company they trust to put your driver's license in, to put your health card in, to put all your identification in there, so that they can own your identity and basically be the number one company that profits off it. You're only going to trust your true identity with that company who goes out of its way to say that, hey, we love your privacy. So bringing it all circle around, right? Are there companies that out there and basically look through life through the social lens that you see life? That is the company that you want to add to your portfolio. That is the company that you want to invest in. And that is the company that you want to ride to billions. One that sees life through the eyes that you see it. So when you see a company like Neuralink, is it going to be that $1 billion, $1 trillion company? Well, it depends on your worldview. If you believe that people will one day achieve symbiosis through machinery and be able to be one with machines, then maybe Neuralink is a company that you can look at, and you can find a way to get into, the private investing side of the world. Of course, you need to have $250,000 coming in yearly to become an accredited investor, or you can wait for its IPO when it releases, and if this is a company that you want to invest in. But always remember, other companies, they do have this mission statement, they do have similar mission statements, but it's the company that resonates with the way that you look at the world, that's the company you want to invest in. Thank you for listening, guys. This again has been your boy Flystewie, baby. If you made it all this way, let me get that like. I want to see down below who made it this far in the video, and of course, let me get your thoughts on it. Which companies do you see becoming $1 billion company? Which company do you want to invest your own money in? Which company you think is going to be the biggest in the world in 10 years? Or does that company even exist? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, it's your boy Flystewie in the building, swag on 100 trillion. The best, most brightest investors are the uneducated ones. Why is that? That's because the uneducated investors, they never stop learning, baby. The Uneducated Investor podcast. We out here. Like the video, because I need likes. I need likes. Please, I need likes.